Let's get some tape on that. That's probably why it's slipping so much. Okay, then. Sound test. There's a bit of dirt on the screen. That's a bit annoying. Unless it's... Oh, it's just light. Okay. UP fan 4014. Good evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. Right, let me get rid of that tab. Not everyone. Live now. There we go. So good evening, UP fan. How are you doing? I'm trying I got inspired to build a new locomotive, this time 9 or 10 wide. Excellent. Hang on. Wrong way. That's it. Ugh. 9 or 10 studs wide. That is going to be very interesting. And the wider you go, the more detail you can technically get in. Tony Sava has made a Yellowstone articulated engine, which is 9 wide. And it looks spectacular. And going for wider builds is, well, we've embraced 8 wide, but there are people out there who go 9 and 10. So I'm very keen to see what you're going to be making. If it's 9 or 10, absolutely, it's going to be really cool. Thinking of making one of the UP's original challengers or light challengers using the smoke box design I haven't yet used. You don't see that many challengers. There's so many big boys out there. A challenger needs a moment in the spotlight. That's going to be wicked to see. Yeah, can't wait for that. So we got not too much to showcase today. A couple of new models. Some discussion as to what's going to be happening with the layouts. An update regarding the belts, which is not a good one. And yeah, there's it's going to be interesting to say the least. Not too much, but the discussion itself is going to be rather fascinating. So we'll give it another moment for some more people to tune in. First bit of breaking news. I'm sticking to water going forward. My New Year's resolution, I'm done with Lucasade. Not in the fullest. I'm still going to get it as part of my lunch because when I go to work, I pretty much get a meal deal for the sake of making things a bit easier for myself. And Lucasade will always be my go-to choice. But in terms of having the diesel fuel with me, the big old bottle of burp juice, I can't keep buying that much. Saving myself a couple of quid every day. It's good. And so far, I'm actually obeying it. I wonder how long that will last before I break and buy a big bottle. I'll tell you what. Just whilst we get some more people into the stream, I need to make a quick note of something. So once again, we'll give it a moment, and then I'll go into some mock showcases. We'll start things off with a couple of models. Why not? Okay, note has been made. Lovely. Oh, there was a picture. Speaking of trains, there was a picture I saw on Lego Rail as I was just going through Facebook a couple of days ago. Someone had made a Great Northern Sterling single, but the body was dark blue, the running board was white, and it had plenty of gold ornate details. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was wonderful. Like, what a beautiful model. I think I shared it in Discord. Did I share it in Discord? It would have been Trainbox, if anything. Might have been a different server. Yeah, it would have been in a different server with the Lego Thomas lot. Right, we'll continue from there. He also says, there's a certain smoke box door technique I want to use, but it'll be a bit inaccurate. Well, I don't think that's too much of a problem because, you know, if you're happy with how you want to make something, sometimes foregoing that bit of accuracy is fine. If you know that you love the technique, do it. Go for it. There's no reason why you can't build it that way. Oh, I've got so much cleaning up to do. Got back into the swing of building some cars. A couple to showcase, of course. And it's been really good to get back into it. The break from it all was nice, going into building all of the scenery pieces that I've made recently. I'm trying not to knock my foot over there, whoops. But yeah, there's a couple of models to showcase today. One finished about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it's been a bit frustrating, this one in particular. I'll tell you what, before we start with the new mocks, let's showcase a set. One that I bought, call it a week ago now, or arrived about a week ago, is the Video Robo Party Car, I think they call this. But I remember seeing this again, and I just thought, you know what? I bought one and modified it. It was not good in the sense that I used the body to make a different car, and the party pieces was, I mean, I put one of the speakers on the limo, which was a stupid idea. The head, I think I gave to the girlfriend, and the rest of it went into Caster's car, which is itself just a mess. So I'm going to give this an overhaul into my styling. It's already 8 wide, which is lovely. I'm going to make it much longer. Going to figure out how to make the party section of the back look much nicer. But yeah, it's got a lot going for itself. I was able to get this on Bricklink, brand new, sealed box, 25 quid. And it looks good. It looks so good. I do love still that you can change the stereo design over. The big robot head, I think, is really cool. It's definitely, I don't know, like an acquired taste maybe, but I do like that it's a thing. And of course, with it being Lego, you can just take it off. But I think it's missing something. You're so used to seeing something in the middle. So that being on there, I'll make sure the brow's there. Yeah, it just, I think, looks better. So yeah, I'm going to be modifying this in the future. Don't know if I'll do this next. There's no rush to get this one sorted. We'll get to that in time. But yeah, that's a very fun set. I do like that. I've grown to appreciate that more because, again, it's pretty much in the standard that I would build my mocks, akin to Speed Champions. But video was a theme that didn't really last too long because you had to use an app to get certain play features, and it was weird. But the sets were wicked. There's no denying that. So put the marks on hold. I want to talk about Patreon and the fundraiser because I want to keep up my constant updates for this. Just double checking the Patreon now. Yeah, it's just the same stuff, different day. So basically, this is the latest update in regards to both the Patreon, but more so the fundraiser, the GoFundMe. So, to any new viewers, I have a GoFundMe, which is dedicated to some assistance for... Sorry, my hair is distracting me again. Some assistance in getting the latest version of my layout built. I have desire to want to make this soon because I'm taking part in the Model Railway Show on March 1st. However, in my latest community tab post updates, I don't know how much progress I can actually really make. If I went all in, because next week I have the full week free, but I'm going to be occupied in a couple of places, but I have basically the whole week free. If I went all in to build the layout, I would definitely have some parts missing. There's a lot of pieces that I know that I still need to get, most notably some 16 by 16 plates. So I've got, at this time, 28. I thought I had 30 in my post. Turns out I had 18. And what I got confused was I bought all 18 for £30. I was able to buy another 10 more from a club mate for 15. So I'm not bringing the bank too much. So I'm now currently on 28. Let's get the stack all nice and... There we go. Another thing is, when I made Brick Daddy's garage over a year and a half ago, I used some 16 by 16 plates to put the tiles on. So I'm going to dig that out. I might even do that next because I've just finished my latest car mark. It'll be good to clear all that space, get the garage back out, and make the adjustment where I need to be, because it'll be much better to have the 16 by 16s for the layout than it is for something like the garage, because I can use any plates for that. I've got some 8x8 plates. Hopefully they're still available on the pad wall for Bristol, so I can pop into the store when I'm next able to, get a box, and that should be okay there. Even then, I got loads of other plates I can still use, but the point still stands. So 16 by 16 plates. I don't know how many actually use. Well, it's 2 base plates next to each other. If I'm going to be taking up as many as I think it will, I should be getting 8 back. I think I used 8. I really don't remember, but I'm going to find out. So yeah. Horsewood Trains, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? I do not recognize the username, so I'm assuming you're new, first time to the streams. All the same, thank you very much for tuning in. Good to see you. How are you? We get a quick drink. So yes, going back to the fundraiser. So this is something I want to have going throughout the year. We have one donation of £5 so far, with a maximum goal of £500. And all the money raised from this fundraiser is going to all be put towards the layouts. It's all for parts. It's all for making sure I have everything I need. And that is the ultimate goal. The Patreon is also an option, but the idea behind the fundraiser is more of a one-time donation, where Patreon works in a monthly subscription style. The fundraiser is another option, and it's kind of platformed a bit differently because obviously 2 different websites. But yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Just popping in and out. Have a great day, man. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, even if it is for just a brief moment. Good to see someone else in the chat. Thanks for your time. So yes, it's still a very sluggish start, as expected. I was actually very surprised to have received that first donation in the first place, because I'm not actually sure what I want to do with this now. and it's tricky. I'm going to leave everything until the end of the year and see what's going on. I need to get some content out, of course, but this is another case of things just take forever. I have a lot of writing I still need to do for Street Racers Season 3. I haven't talked about it that much because it's actually kind of been on the back burner. I'm still building cars every now and then, getting ideas out whilst I still have them active in my brain. I was going to say mind. But there's some things I want to do. There's a hell of a lot of things I want to do. I mean, that's pretty much the whole case of my current situation. Yeah, I mean, I really want to get the layout done, but there's still so much more I want to do and have to get, and it's kind of getting on my nerves, I got to admit. So it's going to happen. You will see the first iteration of layout version 5 on March 1st for that model railway show. And I hope it's as good as I think it will be. At the very least, I'm going to have the rock wall built. I'm going to look at the waterfall because I really want the waterfall to come down the rock wall and have that little collection, a little pond on the base of the layout. If I don't get the narrow gauge layout set up for that show, then I'm kind of expecting not to be able to have that ready for that show anyways because of how it's going to be made. But we'll get there when we get there. I reckon it'll be okay. There's some more stuff I need to dig into. That's a point, actually. Because with everything I've got... No, I'm pretty sure I took out all of the... Because there was something I made for a collaboration for 2023, which was my little castle segment. That was on mills, but I thought, what place did I use on the bottom? I think I used 4x4 plates on the bottom. I mean, I'll figure out what I actually have when I... Well, I have figured out what I have when I went through the boxes recently. But that was more so just opening the lids and digging through them. When I actually go to rebuild the layout and actually have all the pieces there, that's a much better look of what I actually do have. And it's exciting, to say the least. I might have to cannibalize parts from my big train station, plates primarily, in order to make it work. But if I can help it, I want to keep the station intact. But we'll figure things out with the station as the layout progresses. Because the new layout doesn't involve this station at all. And to anybody who doesn't know what I mean, it's the station with the white walls and the red lining. I've had that model for, well, I started making that in January 2020. It's grown a hell of a lot since. But yeah, it's going to be, well, that's a point. If I ever want to have a big station, I could just keep that. Because I want to make it longer, really. One expensive idea at a time. But yeah, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And I keep saying it's going to happen because it will happen. But the frustrating thing is, it's going to be a while before it does happen. Which is why I keep saying this so many times online, because it is going to happen. It's just a nightmare situation for me. Because I want to do everything right now. I'm an impatient sod, but I can't do it right now because, well, I've explained why. It's a bit of a bugger, to be honest. So that's the layout. Nothing too different, but I am making sure to keep monthly updates in check. And I do want to look at a track plan. I've said this in the previous update as well, where I do want to have a drawing, but specifically it's a bird's eye view track plan style drawing. But it really isn't anything spectacular. You'll get all the wowness of it all with the scenery. And it's just, the track plan, it actually really isn't that special. And doing an actual drawing of the layout, I don't know if I can do it justice. Because at the same time, I know what I've got in my mind, but what I end up building, one idea could lead to another, and all of a sudden I've got something completely different. It's yeah, it's not good. It's, yeah. Well, again, time will tell, and we will make sure we have things sorted out when it comes to finally getting it all together. I do have one idea, though, for the station. So there will be a newly built station because I've got all the parts for a narrow gauge one from a previous home layout. And I want to make that platform for the main layout, or like the main loop, and a secondary station on the narrow gauge layout. And I do really want to try a textured brick wall style, in that I have the 1x1 side-sided headlight piece. So two of those next to each other, and a 1x2 tile. So the headlight's in light grey, the wall will be in light grey, but the bricks will be in dark grey, because I've got a plentiful supply of each of those parts in those respective colours. So I'm hoping that brick will look as good as I think it will in my mind, because every time I think about it, it's okay, this arrangement could work, maybe not, maybe try this arrangement, maybe have it on tile, so it's like, yeah, but I do know that's the visual I want. There's so many things I know that I want. Yeah. Just yeah. But again, we'll get there. It will happen, because of course it will. There's another point. Well, actually, I can't do that because of the clearance. Can I? Sorry, thinking out loud again. But actually, no, because okay, never mind. All right, that was another idea gone. I'm now taking parts from my only current Steam logo. I've done that before. In my early days, when I wanted to make more models, I had to cannibalize other models to make the new one. I've done it before. Everyone who makes mocks will do that because they want the parts now, and it saves having to buy the parts. You can buy the parts at a later date, but if you want the parts now, you know what you need. Yeah. Well, that takes me back. So speaking of models, let's have a look at the new ones that I made recently. So I have two new cars to showcase today. One black, stylized after the black car that comes in the scrapyard set, and a new car which is built in dark red. So this is the first car model I will have ever made properly with dark red. Well, yeah, properly with dark red, because there's one I made in the... What are the ones I made? Because I know I've made one with a shade of light blue called medium azure. So that's for the Street Racer character profile of... That's almost on 600 views. God damn. I didn't think that model would be that popular. I'm a bit blown away by that, to be honest. But yeah, that is... so that's one. Maybe I did... Oh, I have had a six-wheeler before. Have I ever tried anything with dark red? Well, technically I have, but dark red was a very minor secondary character color for the character of Sammy. I don't think I touched dark red since, because with the car built for the character of Hector, that was the first time I really tried it, because my part selection was limited. Yeah, I mean, that's it. But this is the first full dark red car model. I do realize that when I lean forward to have to look for something, I do look like this. Not the most appealing, but this is what I am stuck with. No, this wall, not the best. So yes, let's have a look at these models. So the first one, again, based off the Scrapyard car set. This is a combination of that car, the F40, and the Countach, as well as some major inspiration. I need to remember how to pronounce his name. So he's in my Discord server, and I follow him on Instagram. He is an absolute genius when it comes to making his models. I'll have to go to here, following. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, it's Darkostas25_arts on Instagram. So shout out to this man, because he has inspired me heavily To make this is just wicked. Now, the funny thing is, this car has the pop-up headlights. And I have been on and off wanting to make a car with the pop-up headlights. But the thing is, I thought, how do I make it in such a way where it looks pleasant? Because the nature of the pop-up headlights means they're hidden. And I thought, well, if I'm going to make all these cars, I want to make sure you can see all these details. But this particular front shape that Darkest Ass has made, it's not a perfect replication, but I got the general basic understanding of how he made this particular front end shape. The rest of the car just goes along as it is. And it's wicked. It's absolutely wicked. I think the best thing is the fact that this window piece is in this shade. It's transparent clear. It's not dark. It's not patterned. It's just properly clear. And it looks wonderful. I do also like the rear window piece, which shows the engine. So this was something I decided to keep from the base car itself, from the sets. Where do I have? Yes, I've got some tweezers here so I can open the window piece. So it's a window piece on a hinge, pretty much. And I've been able to figure out a way of creating a ledge inside. So when I close it, it is, well, technically it's very almost smooth. It is poking up. You can kind of see they're poking up ever so slightly, but that is a perfect look otherwise. And I'm really keen for this. Again, classic supercar style. I don't make too many of those because getting the shape right can be quite tricky. But I love this because I was so inspired. And when you get truly inspired by something, it becomes a really fun project. When you're not fully inspired, it becomes a more difficult project. And that is what happened with the dark red car. So this was a very on and off build. I would come home from work, do my evening routine, sit down, and usually I would dig into the bricks. But this time when it came to making this car, I would just linger around, kind of put it off for a bit. And, well, eventually it got done. Pardon me. It got finished earlier this evening, about 10 or so minutes before the show actually went live. But looking at it now, I am happy with it. But there were elements of this that proved to be frustrating, quite the challenge. But it's done now, so it's fine. So here is my first proper dark red car. And the grainy camera does not help. So this was based off of the Iron Man car that we got at the start of the year, which is a very good set, and I do see myself getting another one in the future for the parts, because now that I can comfortably build in dark red, I'm going to want to get that set again for all the parts, and particularly these mudguard pieces, which in the modern shape finally exist in dark red, which is so exciting. I am currently going through all my parts to... So there's a bit of dust on there. Going through all my parts to make sure I've got enough dark red pieces to make such a model. I have a Bricklink basket set up from a certain store that has loads of... I might have to go through that again, actually, because I've used quite a few bits. Nick's Trains and Transports. Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Good to see another face. Yeah, that is... Were there more dark red pieces I got from this store? I'll have to go through it again. Some basic pieces that I really needed to top up on. I'll do that after the... yeah, do it afterwards. Right, get rid of those. Sir Kawaii Panda, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. Will you ever do a digital version of Flying Scotsman? Nope, I don't build digital. I haven't built digital since my college days, I think. So I remember making a bunch of coaches in Lego Digital Designer that were light grey and yellow. And I've made a couple of models on Digital Designer in the first days of my Patreon, a number of years ago. I haven't really touched it since, and frankly, I just don't digital build. It's not something I've ever been keen on doing. It's not something I really like doing. I got to be honest. I mean, the patience for it is just not there. If I'm going to build something, I want to be able to do it by hand. That is a very loud engine outside. I do apologize, but I'm sorry, but it's just never going to happen. Digital anything, it's just not for me. Nick also says, "I'm good. How are you? How are you? Have you had a good New Year? The year is off to a rocky start." So we'll get back to the mock in just a moment. Let's put this over there. So I've got some upcoming finances that are making me shit the bed. I have Lego projects that I really need to crack down on. In particular, a layout, so it's just taking its sweet time because I still need to get a lot more parts. I have a massive Street Racer series I still need to film, and technically I've still got some set pieces I need to make for it. I have to make the big house for one of the characters, which acts as a set piece for it. Which I'm honestly really regretting. Yeah, I very rarely buy sets, but I was just contemplating that. But this one I actually regret buying because the idea is still there, and I don't think I need a second one. Piss. Right, we'll leave that for now. We'll get to that. That's my own thing for its own time. But on the plus side of things, I've decided to stop drinking so much Lucasade, and I'm actually getting on with it. That's good. Sticking to the liquid of life. But it's oddly enough making my mouth feel very dry. Oh, pardon me. Right, so where were we? So yes, this is my latest creation, finished earlier this evening. Using dark red fully. Well, I say fully, there's obviously plenty of black and some regular red in there. But this was interesting because I've never made a car so complete in dark red before. And it's given me a lot more confidence to build in dark red, but it's going to be much rarer when I do build in dark red. And I think it's definitely going to be for a special occasion. If I see a model online that is built in dark red that looks good, that will also be enough inspiration for me to try my own version at it, or use that as a basis for my own custom model. But yeah, this one actually was a nightmare to put together because I had no inspiration. All I know that I wanted was dark red. So I grabbed a couple of other models out, similar to a style that I wanted. And I decided to kind of pinch a couple of elements from each of those, not actual bricks, but elements in terms of shape, for example. And again, it just became a bit of figuring out what looks good, what can actually go together. The headlight section in particular was a nightmare to figure out because I'm using these angled, wedge tile pieces. I knew I wanted to use them, but figuring out a way to actually keep it all connected was, again, a proper nightmare. But all in all, I think I've got a rather lovely model here. I do like this. I am happy with this. There are some things I wish I could have kind of done differently, but even then, I tried all the experimentation and it just didn't work. But I still have a model I'm happy with, and that's what matters. Oh, pardon me. 35 minutes in, folks. If you have any questions in the chat, remember, as always, if you have any questions in the chat, you can ask away. And someone new has arrived, Rob Claxton. Hello, thank you very much for tuning in. How are you? I'm not dealing with that right now. So that's everything I have in terms of showcasing. I will be working on some modifications next. What's going on with let me just check something else 1 second. Yeah, of course. I just get completely ignored again. Right, we'll put those on there. That's over there. Okay, that's fine. Right, there we go. Just gotta make sure I'm constantly up to date with certain things, that's all. ETI. What's everyone else been up to then? Oh, that's a point. Let me just double check to make sure I've got everything up to date on the now that the new cars have been built. Is that all in check? Is it all lining up? Need to make sure that these actually yes, that absolutely works. Okay, those names work wonderfully. Yeah, we'll go with that one. What's the next one I want to make? I got a lot of other models I want to make coming up next. So I saw a model of a police car that looked really good, but the problem is it is going to look similar to another car model I've already made. So I'm gonna have to make sure I can work around that and actually make it look like what have we got? Oh, there is a hair there. Where were we? Yes. So police car. There is a rumor going around that we are going to be getting a police car style garage set in the same sense of that tuner garage set that came out 2 years ago. If we do, that will be wicked because I can integrate that into the Street Racer City easily and making some specialized police cars for it. Yes, please, I want that. I'm going to be making a car that combines the colors of dark blue, teal, and green. It is a wild combination. It might not even work, but that is something I do want to try. And I recently came across a picture of a Bugatti, I think it's the Chiron, I think it's called, where it is dark azure and dark blue. That is a fascinating color combination, and I really want to give that a go. So that's on there too. I also like the idea of trying some orange and purple, which is a very weird combination. But I've got orange and purple on one of my monster trucks. I think the truck looks decent. I know I can do a way better job for the car. So we're going to give it a go. It's going to be terrible. We won't know until we build it. And I also like a specific idea, speaking of purple, of a purple body and some detailing of lime green and white. Because I was going through Facebook one day and saw some Lego art of the Joker, which is purple, white, and lime green. And I think I really do want that. I don't want to try my hands at another classic style car with the wheels covered. I've done that with one other vehicle. It works with that car, and I really don't want to try it again. I haven't found the winning formula since, but there's nothing that says I can't give it another go. More purple, because I think purple and light grey would be an interesting color combination. It might not, but I have to do some building and we'll figure it out. got the massive speaker car that I know I want to get on and modify. I want to try another one as well where it's yellow at the front, red in the rear, with some orange kind of in the middle. Kind of like, not so much fading, but it's that transition from yellow to orange to red. I do want to give that a go. I reckon I can make that work. And the last one I've got is I want to try another black classic car. Maybe a six-wheeler. And I do want to try using the DB5 rims. I'm hoping I've got enough for 6 wheels. I have no idea if this kind of design would even work. Well, it's definitely something we can look into. It's definitely a possibility. So yeah, that's another thing. Let me go back up to there one moment, because that's another problem that I have in that. What is it? It's not that one. It's the other paperwork. Schedule. Yeah, I might have to get rid of one, to be honest. Oh, I might have to check the police station as well for any 16x16 plates. Oh, sod. Oh, if I'm using any for the second floor, that's non-negotiable. I don't think I am. No, because that's using 6x8 black plates. The bottom floor, though, well, we'll see. Oh, good Lord. Glasgow bricks. So the reason, Nick, the reason why Glasgow is GBS here is booing is because he is a club mate. He is a fellow Lego trainman. He is someone I know personally. He is just having a bit of fun, that's why. It's nothing personal against me, that's just him having a bit of fun. Good to see you, Miller. Thank you for tuning in, though. Right, I'm going to have to... I'll keep that there for now, because I don't know what I want to do. Talk about Gronks and subway trains in the Glasgow region. Well, you've been booing me too much. I can't do it. Gronks are definitely a thing. Subway trains are definitely a thing. Glasgow is definitely a thing. There you go. Request fulfilled. You absolute maniac. Saying Boo Earns. Is that a Simpsons reference? I feel like I've heard that before. Yes, well, I got it right. I feel like I know the scene, actually. Maybe I don't. My brain is probably just putting a picture in my head. Boo Earns. But yeah, that much I do recognize. Oh, okay, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Let's get that brush over there. That's not going to fall. Okay, that's good. That looks like it's going to fall off. Oh, but it's been protected by that. Okay, that's good. You saw Sonic 3 yesterday. It's good, isn't it? It's really good. I saw on opening day. We thought, okay, it's Did we see it on a Sunday? It was the Sunday before Christmas. That's when we went to go see it. So I'm a day or two after release. And we thought, it's Sunday. There's not going to be that many people here. Nope. All the screens were packed. Me and the girlfriend went to go see it. And we realized, oh, okay, there's 2 seats available in this last screening. So we can go and watch it, but we won't be sat next to each other. So we thought, yeah, so let's still go. Great film. Absolutely great film. Sonic 4 is going to be interesting with Metal Sonic and Amy being introduced. There's got to be they have to be introducing more characters. Like the franchise is going to keep on going because they could potentially, if they're going to do Sonic 4 as the last one, then they could just introduce loads of characters in one go and call it the send-off. So you winter be watching 4. Oh, that autocorrect. You don't like Amy? Oh, fair enough, I guess. I mean, the show that I remember watching, I believe it's the 2002 show, Sonic X, I remember it's called. I think it's 2002. But yeah, Amy, I mean, I don't really remember much about any of the characters because I haven't kept up with Sonic. The only Sonic game that I know that I've played, well, I've played Sonic Generations, but for the longest time, the only Sonic game I played was on the Wii. It was Sonic and the Secret Rings. And I remember watching a playthrough of that when I was building some cars a couple months ago. And just see, like, I remember trying to play it and just couldn't get past the level. So I thought, sod it, I'm done. But yeah, seeing the full playthrough on YouTube, seeing all the new levels and all the sound design, I was like, this is so cool. All this stuff I couldn't do when I was a kid. I mean, I could go back and is it on that's a point. Can I get it on Steam? By chance. Sonic All-Stars Racing. Oh boy. Mania, Superstars, Lost World. There's a bunch of DLCs. Oh, the one Sonic game that I know that I played a lot of. It's not been sent to Steam. God damn it. I've got the overall smoke box shape done. Cool. It actually looks better than I thought it would. Yeah, that's the thing. When you make certain things, when you have these ideas for how you want to make something, or you scrap build something, and you realize, okay, this actually could be something. Yeah, putting it together, you'd be surprised. We've got 10 minutes left. If you have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask. As always with these streams, if you have any questions, I love to be able to answer them. This is the best place to be able to do so too. Is it worth it? I might as well keep them up here, to be honest. I'll take them down in one go. That's a point. Have I got any more of those in there? No, I think I've got them all. That was a very random distraction. Need to get myself some macaroni pieces to make as exhaust pipes. What's annoying is just thinking back earlier because ever since I bought that second modern house set, funny enough, well, I got that on New Year's, And with all the stuff I bought, I didn't actually put my points card through when I bought that, because I got that at the same time as the scrapyard. So that was about 1,600 points that I completely missed out on. But the thing is, I'm I still don't know about it, to be honest. I really don't know, because I reckon one will actually be enough for what I want to make. It's annoying. It's actually quite annoying, because there's always so many ideas for things I want to be able to make, but sometimes some things just don't follow through. It's frustrating. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to end this stream early, because I got some clearing up I really need to do, and frankly, I need a wee. So if I hold it in any longer, I think I'm going to burst. Having that drink early was not a good idea. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for tuning in. In the description below is a link to my GoFundMe and my Patreon if you want to support me in a more personal way and see the layouts of version 5 come to life. It is becoming tricky to do things on my own, so any support that you choose to give is greatly appreciated. But remember, there is no full obligation to do so. Your viewership is support enough. So thanks again for watching, folks, and I shall see you all in the next live stream. Take care, folks.